showing up, baby, baby, poke it out, 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 baby, baby.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, fresh out the shower once again at 1 in the morning. Today I'm gonna be making a video for y'all, and I wanted to make it for more of the entire NFC South instead of just the Saints, because I know not only Saints fans watch my stuff. I've seen comments from Rams fans, Panthers fans, Tampa Bay fans, and all in the comments. You know, a lot of people from different teams watch my videos. The Super Bowl one, I know a lot of random teams were watching that, but I wanted to talk about why I think the NFC South is the best division in football, and why a lot of people think that the NFC South is the best division in the NFL. It's not just me, it's a lot of people. But 5 reasons why the NFC South is the best division in football. So let's get into it. Alright, so my number 5 reason is going to be team records. Now, dating back, I have a picture right here. I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen. The NFC South from 2003 to 2017. New Orleans has a 131-109 record. Carolina has a 130-109-1 record. That's crazy. And Atlanta has a 130-110 record. They're really close. It's always a close fight between the 3 teams in the NFC South. There's never a clear winner until week 17. Last year, that New Orleans versus Tampa Bay game, we lost. Carolina had a chance to go in and steal the division title. They didn't. But there's always competition. No matter what week it is, there is competition. The NFC South is one of the most entertaining divisions in sports, just because the amount of diversity in the NFC South. So just based solely on the amount of competition that goes down within the NFC South, that's one reason why I believe it's better than the rest. So for our number 4 reason, we're gonna have head coaches, and I don't really need to go too in depth for why I think we have some of the best head coaches in the NFL. Not individually, but as a group, as a collective unit. The NFC South has some of the best head coaches in the NFL. New Orleans has Sean Payton, Atlanta has Dan Quinn, Carolina has Ron Rivera. All 3 of these coaches have Super Bowl appearances under their belt. Of course, Sean Payton's won one, Ron Rivera's lost one, Dan Quinn's lost one. But when you look at their ability to coach teams, there aren't going to be many seasons where any of these teams have negative records. And I know I'm leaving out Tampa Bay a bit. They're the weak link of the NFC South at this point. If they were a strong team, we would no doubt 150% be the best team in the best division in the NFL. But sadly, Tampa Bay, as of right now, as of last season, I don't know how they could play this season, but as of last season, they're our weak link. So I'm not going to be including them too much. I'm going to focus more on the 3 powerhouses that the NFC South has: the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. So yeah, the head coaches for each of those teams is a very great head coach. They coach positive record teams seemingly every year, and it's just, you can't get much better than NFC South head coaches. So now for our number 3 reason, we're going to be talking about team balance. So the New Orleans Saints, they ranked, let me check this real quick. They ranked number 4 in the NFL on offense. The Carolina Panthers ranked number 12 in the NFL on offense, and the Atlanta Falcons ranked 15 in the NFL on offense. Now those are great, but now that we move on to the defensive ranks, Atlanta ranks number 3, New Orleans ranks number 10, and Carolina ranks number 12. I'll be putting pictures up, probably displaying, where I'm getting this information from. So with these teams having some of the best offenses and some of the best defenses in the league, they're extremely balanced. They are balanced teams, hard to beat. They can, score points on you, and they can defend you. There's not much you can do against either of any of these teams. The NFC South has a bunch of teams that are extremely difficult to beat. I mean, their biggest weaknesses are each other. because they know how to play each other and they have the tools to play each other. But outside of the division, there's not much anyone else in the NFL can do, because all of these teams are so diverse and can beat you in their own like 150 different ways. I am a Saints fan, but I do respect the Falcons and I do respect the Panthers. They're great teams and they can beat you in so many different ways, and that's why the NFC South has brewed some of the best rivalries in football. The Saints vs. Falcons rivalry is amazing. The Saints vs. Panthers rivalry is amazing. The Falcons vs. Panthers rivalry is amazing. The everyone vs. Tampa Bay rivalry is amazing. All of these rivalries are great. It's because the teams are so balanced, and them playing each other, they have to play their heart out every minute of the game and try to beat each other in some way that the other team isn't doing. Other than that, there's not much you can do. Alright, sorry there's a rough transition. I don't know how it's gonna go. My camera didn't die. It filled up on storage while I was in the middle of talking about the second reason, which I'm sure you're all aware, I think I talked about it already, is playoff contention. I don't know how far deep I got into it, but I'm going to explain it a bit again because I'm genuinely confused, really tired, and my mind is cloudy right now. Sorry if I stutter, sorry if I forget something, sorry if my details, like my explanations, are a little off. I just really wanted to get a video out. It's late. My brain is cloudy right now, but I'm gonna bring you a video anyway. Number 2, I'm going to be talking about playoff contention, and this has to do with just how it was last year and years prior. We had 3 teams in the playoffs last year. I think I said this already, but Carolina, New Orleans, and Atlanta went. Atlanta and Carolina were wild card teams, and New Orleans won the division. That's crazy to have 3 teams in the playoffs coming out of one division. I know y'all know that's crazy. We're going to have teams battling for playoff spots within our division for years to come. I feel like next year we can have 3. Like, we have 3 teams in the NFC South that are definitely contenders for double-digit wins and can definitely make their way into the playoffs. Atlanta can do it. Carolina can do it. New Orleans can do it. We all know this. We all know that the NFC South breeds playoff teams. I'm telling, once Tampa Bay comes up, and I know they're gonna come up soon, I'm telling y'all, once Tampa Bay gets right, I don't mean like the division all time, I mean this 4-team division, whenever Tampa Bay gets right, will be looked at the best single 4-team division in NFL history. The 2019, 2020, 2021, however long it takes, NFC South will be the best division of all time. I'm telling y'all that right now. Write it down. Mark it in the record books because it's going to happen. Now we're going to move on to my number 1 spot. Now my number 1 reason as to why the NFC South is the best division in football, yes, you guessed it, is quarterback play. The NFC South has 3 elite quarterbacks. Cam Newton. 3 elite quarterbacks and a good one in Jameis Winston, who in my opinion still has potential to blossom into a franchise quarterback. Let's just get into the stats. So Drew Brees last season threw 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4,334 yards with an 103.9 passer rating. That's a Drew Brees has a running game, so he doesn't need to try as much as he usually does Drew Brees season. He could have done so much better if he really needed to. Like, if Sean Payton needed him to throw 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, he could have. He always has that potential to be better than... He always has that potential to bust out 3 touchdowns, 300-yard games. We all know Drew Brees' ceiling is basically unreachable. He can play out of his mind whenever he wants. We all know about him. Let's get into the other quarterbacks. Now, the Atlanta Falcons have Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, even though Matt Stafford's better than Matt Ryan. He's the better Matt. Prove me wrong, please. So, Matt Ryan had 4,095 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions on a 91.4 passer rating. He had off year this year. He wasn't as good as he usually is. In 2016, he had 4,944 yards, 38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on a 117.1 passer rating. That is one of the best single seasons by a quarterback I've seen ever. Matt Ryan can go down as one of the greats. He broke Drew Brees' record on the fastest quarterback to reach 40,000 passing yards at the age of 33. So I think that Matt Ryan has a very, 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 very high ceiling. If he can play like he did in 2016 on a yearly basis, then he can come for one of the top spots and when it's all said and done in QB rankings, just because of his play. And I know y'all Saints fans are probably cringing and getting annoyed that I'm giving praise to our NFC South rivals, but I can't be biased. I have to give credit where credit is due, and Matt Ryan certainly deserves a lot of credit. I don't like his team, I don't like him, I don't like his organization, but his stats, yeah, you can't really argue it. So now let's move on to Carolina. Now Carolina has Cam Newton. I'm going to plead his case real quick. Last year he had 3,302 yards, 22 touchdowns, 16 interceptions with an 80.7 passer rating. I want you to sit here right now and tell me a Carolina Panthers receiver that isn't Devin Funchess. Go ahead. Exactly. The Panthers receivers are horrific. Cam Newton has literally nobody to throw the ball to. You can't, I can run back clips of him throwing perfect passes that are being dropped. It's, watching Panthers games made me genuinely feel bad for the guy because he literally had no help. It was Cam Newton throwing a perfect pass right into somebody's hands, and it's just falling through. He is not the most accurate of quarterbacks, but he's extremely athletic and agile. He can make defenders miss. He can run for big chunks of yardage. He can throw touchdowns. He can pass the ball, but he needs receivers, and he got a few this season. I feel like we're going to see a Cam Newton that's 2015 Cam Newton-esque this upcoming season. I would love to see that because that would just bring even more competition and fuel the fire in the NFC South even more. Cam Newton can be a great quarterback. He just needs pieces around him to work with. We all have seen the monstrosity that is the Carolina Panthers receiving corps. They went 11-5 with some of the worst receivers in the NFL. I'll give them credit where credit is due because they do deserve it. Now we're going to move on to the number 4 quarterback in the NFC South, and that is Jameis Winston for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis Winston, he had 3,504 yards, 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions on a 92.2 passer rating. This was one of his better seasons, even though 2016 he threw 28 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. He's always going to be a quarterback that throws a lot of picks. He's decent. People are labeling him as a bust, labeling him as trash, labeling him as a quarterback that'll never amount to anything. I can't say I disagree too much, but I don't want to call him bad because honestly, I just feel like he has, as of right now, a low football IQ. I've seen him make some really ill-advised, stupid throws. If you go back to the Week 17 game versus New Orleans in Tampa, in Tampa, he threw it straight into he lobbed it into triple coverage to get picked off by Marcus Williams. I feel like if Jameis Winston got his mind right and his accuracy up a bit, he can be a really good, above average quarterback. He could be the savior of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise. He just needs to stop being so stupid. Him fondling an Uber driver got him suspended for 4 games next season. From even stealing frozen crab legs or some nonsense like that from a convenience store. I just feel like Jameis Winston could be a better quarterback if he wasn't as dumb as he is. So that's really going to wrap it up. Those are my 5 reasons as to why the NFC South is the best division in football. I know this was a looser, more not, I don't know, just a looser video. I haven't really been making videos lately, and I was like, you know, these are easier to edit. They're more fun for me. It's less aggravating. I just decided to do one of these videos instead of the voiceovers, because I have to, for the voiceovers, I have to record all the voice clips, put them into Sony Vegas, get all the different clips of videos, and put all the text, and it's just too much. So I went with one of these. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense. Make sure to leave suggestions, or else I will not know what to do. I need to know what y'all want me to do, and then I will do it. But if I do not know what you want me to do, I cannot do it. So leave suggestions, let me know. Thank you for watching. See y'all next time. Adios.